Right, so let's look at the rib stitch. So the rib stitch is the combination of purl stitches and knit stitches. So when we're using these stitches, the stitches that create the little V's here, these are our knit stitches, and the stitches that create these horizontal bars here are our purl stitches. And the only thing we've got to remember is where we have our yarn placement. So this little pattern that we can see in front is made up of a two rib. So what that means is you knit two, you purl two, you knit two, you purl two. So I'm going to knit my first two stitches. Put my needle through, wrap around, bring back, and one more. Okay. So when we're knitting, our yarn is at the back of our needle, but when we're purling, we need to remember to bring it to the front, and then we can purl our next two stitches. Just like so. Now we need to bring the yarn back to the back and knit. So that is the only really tricky part of completing a rib stitch. It's remembering to bring your yarn to the front when you are purling and then to the back when you are knitting. And my favorite thing about this stitch is it's fairly simple to see where you've last left off. So for example, if I have to put my work down because I've got to answer the door, make a cup of tea, and I come back and I think, oh my gosh, I can't remember where I'm up to, just look at the stitch you've got to do next. If it is a horizontal bar like this one, it means we've got to purl. If it's a V like these ones, it means we have to knit. But the other trick to think about is how your yarn is sitting. Because if your yarn is sitting naturally at the front, it means that you were in the middle of purling or you've just purled. If the yarn was naturally at the back, it would be a knit stitch. So move it to the back. And then for a purl, we bring it back to the front. Now, when I'm using, or when I'm knitting with the rib stitch, I don't know if you've noticed, but you never ever let go of your yarn. Because one of the common things I see a lot of my students doing is they'll put the needle through, they'll then either let go of the needle, grab the yarn, wrap the yarn around, but then they'll let go of that. It really angers your tension. So top tip, when you're putting your needle through, use your left hand. If you're right-handed and using your right hand to control the working needle, use your left hand, just pinch that needle so it's not going anywhere. Grab your yarn, wrap it round. And then I always hold on to my yarn in my right hand because I'm right-handed. I just pinch it between my fingers. That way I have control of absolutely everything. I've got control of my needle. I'm never just simply letting it go. And I've always got hold of my yarn, which means I'm going to have a much better tension for I'm knitting, which means that everything is going to be far more consistent, and I'm going to have less, I'm not going to have many loose or angry stitches. And this technique will become a lot easier as you progress with your knitting journey. But there we go. A quick little video on how to complete a rib stitch, which is a stitch that we use for anything that needs a little bit of stretch, whether that's something decorative like a pumpkin or an apple, or a piece of clothing, might be a beanie hat, or the cuffs of a jumper, the waistband of a pullover perhaps, but even things like fingerless gloves or mittens or even ankle warmers, anything that needs a little bit of stretch. But there we go. Really hope you found this video useful, and as always, happy knitting.